Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. The Lakers' new owner, Mark Walter, has firmly stated that he wants to build a great Lakers roster starting with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. It has been revealed that the San Antonio Spurs and other teams want to sign Reeves because he will be a free agent in 2026 and can test free agency and choose to receive a high salary worthy of a star. Austin Reeves wants to earn approximately $45 million annually, and the Lakers want to negotiate with Reeves for a lower amount, but due to the player's great performances and the desire of other teams to have Reeves on their roster, the Lakers owner had no alternative. And the Lakers management is willing to give in and pay Austin Reeves $40 million annually. Therefore, it has been decided by the Lakers management that Austin Reeves will remain with the team as the third star this season. And in the future, he will be the second star because LeBron James will retire. Manager Rob Pelinka's goal isn't to bring in famous stars, but to surround Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves with solid, athletic, defensive, and high-scoring players, like Herb Jones and others of the same caliber. Lakers star Austin Reeves' expected opt-out could open door to deadline trade decision. Austin Reeves' future with the Los Angeles Lakers might be in question as he could test free agency for a big contract in the 2026 offseason, which paves the way for plenty of scenarios of interactions with multiple teams. Reeves has been with the Lakers since 2021, making his way up the ranks before finally settling in as one of the team's best players alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. His ability to score with great efficiency on top of providing solid playmaking has allowed him to garner acclaim in the rotation. However, his growth as a star player means that he will demand a big contract in free agency. He is in the third year of a 4-year, $56 million deal, as the fourth is a player option he can pick up or decline. If he believes he can get a better contract elsewhere, he can test the waters as soon as the 2026 offseason. NBA insider Brett Siegel discussed Reeves' contract situation during a December 30 episode of the Clutch Scoops show. While he believes the team won't trade the star guard, he does think it will present a tough decision the front office must make regarding its future with Reeves. Reeves is just a very interesting scenario that keeps getting brought up when we talk to rival teams around the league. It's hard to imagine the Lakers will trade him, but he will most likely opt out and enter free agency as one of the better guys on the market. Teams are going to pursue him. They're going to be coming at him with max offers. So will the Lakers give him the full max? Does he want to be the number 2 to Luka Doncic in LA long term? Or will he pull a Jalen Brunson to leave to be a star elsewhere? Siegel said at the 29:05 mark. So will the Lakers trade Reeves? I really don't think they will, and we haven't heard anything developing on that front about them moving behind the scenes and see what they can get for Reeves. But if they are hesitant about offering him a max deal, and they are concerned that he could look at other offers in the off-season, I think you have to do your due diligence to see what they can potentially give you. What lies ahead for Austin Reeves, Lakers? It's clear that the Lakers will be busy in the 2026 or 2027 offseason with Austin Reeves. But until then, they can enjoy his elite offensive services throughout the 2025-26 campaign. Los Angeles has a 20-10 record on the season, holding the 5th spot in the Western Conference standings. They are 0.5 games above the Minnesota Timberwolves and 2 games above the Phoenix Suns, while being even with the Houston Rockets for the 4th seed. Lakers close out 2025 with blowout loss to Pistons. Looking to build off their win over the Sacramento Kings, the Los Angeles Lakers closed out the calendar year by hosting the Detroit Pistons, the team with the best record in the Eastern Conference. The Pistons are the exact type of young and athletic team that the Lakers have struggled with, and that continued in this one as LA suffered a 128-106 loss to drop to 20-11. LeBron James was celebrating his 41st birthday and did so by kicking off the game with 2 assists to DeAndre Ayton and Jake LaRavia, who started in place of the injured Rui Hachimura. James then finished a reverse layup in transition to give the Lakers an early lead. Marcus Smart took an elbow to the face but was called for a foul, leading to him picking up a technical for arguing with the officials. From there though, Luka Doncic got going offensively with a three-point play and a triple. Cade Cunningham also got off to a strong start, controlling the offense for Detroit, who led 36-30 at the end of the first. Cunningham had back-to-back buckets to begin the second, with the Pistons taking a double-digit lead for the first time. The Lakers were in a long offensive drought, which James ended with a triple. Detroit was pounding the LA inside as they had no resistance defensively in the paint. LaRavia took a big elbow to the face though as Jalen Duren was called for a flagrant one on his drive. The Lakers forward was able to stay in the game and make both free throws despite the shot to the head. The Lakers continued to struggle defensively to end the half, but James and Doncic were able to keep up on the other end to head into the locker room with a 70-65 deficit. LA has typically struggled against athletic teams to begin third quarters, but they came out strong in this one and tied the game after a three-point play by Doncic. Doncic was later called for a technical foul for flailing his arms, even though there was a foul called on the Pistons on the play. That gave Detroit some momentum as they closed the third quarter strong to take a 96-88 lead into the fourth. The Lakers had a couple silly turnovers early in the fourth as the Pistons took a double-digit lead once again. Offensively, LA couldn't get anything going as Detroit ramped up the ball pressure. The Lakers continued turning it over as their deficit grew larger and larger to the point where it was too much to overcome. 3 lessons from LA Lakers vs Detroit Pistons: LeBron's birthday spoiled, Luka Doncic injury scare. The Los Angeles Lakers lost a hard-fought game against the Detroit Pistons, and it was due to their lack of defense on the night. The Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Detroit Pistons in what was an intense game between the two sides. The Pistons took the lead early on and never let it go. The Lakers were playing on LeBron James' 41st birthday, but couldn't win a game to mark the occasion for the legend. No matter how many times the LA Lakers made the game close, the Pistons were able to hold them off and gain another advantage. In the end, it took the Lakers everything they had to make the game close, meaning they had very little in the tank come closing time. LA Lakers can't stop Detroit Pistons in the paint. One of the biggest observations for the LA Lakers was their absolute lack of defense in the interior. The Lakers allowed the Pistons to get any and all looks in the paint. The Pistons shot 37-52 from inside the perimeter, converting 71.1% of their looks, and many of them came from inside the paint. A large part of this came due to DeAndre Ayton getting into foul trouble early. Jackson Hayes' issues as a defender have been well chronicled, so the Lakers' lack of interior defense makes sense. Luka Doncic has a shoulder injury scare and loss. Luka Doncic was having a stellar game against the Detroit Pistons before heading to the locker room at the end of the fourth quarter. After scoring 30 points, Luka Doncic came back with an ice pack strapped to his shoulder. Doncic would return to the game, but his shot-making and passing did take somewhat of a hit. Doncic had already suffered another injury just last week against the LA Clippers, so another injury scare was never going to be good. Hopefully, this injury isn't too severe, especially considering Doncic was able to return to the game. But the Lakers will be careful about putting him on the court in their next game. Detroit Pistons put LA Lakers in defensive lockdown. Coming into the game, the Detroit Pistons had earned themselves a reputation for being one of the best defensive teams in the NBA this season. And against the Los Angeles Lakers, they showed just why they've earned that reputation. Everyone in the Pistons' rotation brought a level of energy and hustle that the Lakers just couldn't cope with. In particular, players like Ron Holland and Jalen Duren were excellent on the defensive end, helping to contain Luka Doncic and LeBron James with their relentless effort. This game should be yet another lesson for the Lakers, as they just got to see firsthand how important it is to have the right defensive energy on a nightly basis. Reggie Miller called out Luka Doncic mid-game for frustrating habit on LA Lakers. Reggie Miller was beyond frustrated with Luka Doncic during the LA Lakers' loss to the Detroit Pistons. The Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Detroit Pistons last night in yet another poor display from the 17-time NBA champions. The Lakers' defensive issues have long been an issue, but during the game, Reggie Miller, who was commentating for NBC, took aim at Luka Doncic. Reggie Miller's on-air critique of Luka Doncic. Reggie Miller criticized Luka Doncic's defensive effort during the Los Angeles Lakers game against the Detroit Pistons, sparking debate among fans watching at home. The Hall of Famer and NBC analyst reacted live to a play where Doncic failed to rotate defensively, appearing to throw his hands up instead of helping his teammate under the rim. "Look at Luka right here. It's okay, Luka, to move your feet a little bit over and help out. What does he do? He just throws up his hands. This would be frustrating for me." Miller's remarks came as NBC replayed the sequence, showing Doncic standing on the weak side while a teammate took contact near the basket. Within minutes, fans clipped and shared the moment online, some agreeing with Miller's frustration, others calling it an overreaction to a minor defensive lapse. Fans split over Reggie Miller's assessment. The reaction across NBA circles was immediate. Many agreed that Miller's comments reflected a long-running concern with Doncic's defensive consistency, while others argued that the timing and tone were misplaced. Several fans pointed out that Doncic appeared to be reacting to contact involving a teammate rather than ignoring his defensive duties. Still, the moment reignited a familiar discussion. Doncic's offensive brilliance often comes with scrutiny about his defense. While he continues to post MVP-level numbers, Miller's comments highlight the expectations placed on superstars to lead through effort as well as production. Whether fair or not, the exchange has added new fuel to the conversation about Doncic's defensive growth, and how far he can elevate his game as Dallas pushes deeper into the season. 31 games in, JJ Redick admits he doesn't know Lakers' identity yet. It looks like JJ Redick's 2026 resolution is the blunt truth. He took the head start on it from Christmas. The Lakers have lost 4 of their last 5 games, and things just aren't looking good. After a turnover-heavy blowout 128-106 loss to the Detroit Pistons, Redick didn't spare his team's blushes. The Pistons outclassed the Lakers in every statistical contest and left the Lakers' non-existent defense in shambles. As Detroit emerges as the top seed in the East, Redick commended the franchise's long-standing identity as tough defenders. When asked what the current Lakers squad's identity is, Redick wasn't even sure there is one. Still trying to figure that out, he admits it sounded like a cop-out. Losing the last game of 2025 was a bitter pill to swallow, but Redick said the players and the coaching staff really tried to play the right way every night and have the right intent. The right way and right intent have brought them to a 20-10 record, and something's got to work. JJ Redick's got to go back to the drawing board to make a depleted roster work. JJ Redick has very little reassurance on the Lakers' identity. Right after losing to the Kevin Durant-led Houston Rockets on Christmas Day, JJ Redick created some discomfort by claiming the Lakers have lost their championship habits. He also said, "Since we've gotten Bron back, we haven't been as organized defensively." Most felt he's blaming LeBron James, who had a delayed start to the season from sciatica, when the problems existed before that. Most jarringly in the Lakers' defense. The team's injury woes compounded the problems. They've had spells without Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent, DeAndre Ayton, and now Austin Reeves is on an extended absence. Redick worked around AR's absence with a new strategy, pulling out Doncic before a quarter against the Sacramento Kings ended on Monday. It seemed to work in their favor. Against Detroit, Redick debuted his 16th lineup change of the season, putting Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia in the starting lineup. Both scored single digits. Most of the team, in fact, was nowhere near as productive as Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Redick claims, "The flow of lineups and rotations and all that has been challenging for everybody, not just the coaches. It's just a challenge for the players, and building an identity is difficult." But Lakeshow on social media contends that's the case with any team. It doesn't explain why the Lakers still committed 15 turnovers, gave up 30 points, and scored only half of the points in the paint and fast break than what the Pistons had. The biggest question right now is when the Lakers find their identity. Redick, in his second year as a coach, claims that the team didn't find their identity till late January and had to find it again with Luka Doncic and no Anthony Davis. That may not be as reassuring as he wants to make it sound. Especially when he brought up a meeting with Phil Jackson. I remember a meeting I had with Phil Jackson last year, pretty early in the season, and he said, I always felt like I knew who my team was by Thanksgiving. I think that's hard to figure out with this team right now. So, yeah. By Thanksgiving, the Lakers had held off the Dallas Mavericks and ruined Anthony Davis's first game back in Crypto.com Arena. They were also strong contenders for the NBA Cup. That's not the same team right now, and something's got to give. Former LA Lakers star calls them the best team, but it's not something fans will be happy about. The Los Angeles Lakers have fumbled their strong start to the season recently, losing 4 of their last 5 games. Lakers drama and instability, insights, and future outlook. The Lakers' most recent loss to the Detroit Pistons was yet more proof that they are not a good enough team to compete for an NBA championship. The Lakers have no chance to compete for a title with their current roster, and it is becoming more and more evident with each passing game. But one former LA Lakers star does think they're a good team, at least when compared to the worst teams in the NBA. Nick Young says LA Lakers are the best of the bad teams in the NBA. Former LA Lakers star Nick Young went on a tirade against his former team on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, slamming them for overperforming against weaker teams. For all the good they have done, Young believes the Lakers show their true quality when they are forced to play a playoff contender like the OKC Thunder or Houston Rockets. The Lakers are like the best of the A teams in the league right now. The top A team right now. When they play the teams you're going to see as a challenge in the playoffs, they look bad. The Houstons, the OKCs, whenever they face a team that you think is going to be a good challenge for them, they are not on that level. LA Lakers front office are failing Luka Doncic. For whatever reason, the LA Lakers front office have failed to show any urgency when it comes to fixing this roster's problems. Many believe Lakers president Rob Pelinka is failing Luka Doncic, and his lack of activity could cost him his job in the long run. While one can understand that the high salary and no-trade clause that LeBron James commands make moves difficult, the fact that Pelinka hasn't been aggressive in making trades has been criticized. Now more than ever, it is time for Rob Pelinka to start making phone calls to make some trades and stop worrying about the future at the expense of the Lakers' present.